It is the showcase of the immortals. It is the greatest sporting event in the history of the world. And this time, for the second year in a row, Vegas takes over. Tonight, we preview one of the biggest events that World Wrestling Entertainment brings every year. It's WrestleMania 42, and we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Goal MF Michael Fletcher alongside my good buddies Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. We welcome you to the preview of WrestleMania. Now, we are going to be very quick with the show tonight because of the fact that in about less than an hour, the WWE Hall of Fame will be going live around the world. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to get in, we're going to get out, and then we are done. So there will be no SmackDown Live recap. There will be no TNA Impact recaps. Normally we do that. Tonight, we're just focusing on one thing and one thing only. We're focusing on WrestleMania. WrestleMania Night 1. We started off tomorrow night live from Allegiant Stadium in Paradise, Nevada, but it is right outside of Las Vegas. And the first official match of WrestleMania will be Division and IShowSpeed. They'll be teaming up with the Usos and LA Knight. And when it comes to this matchup, I don't know. I kind of feel like we've been going back and forth about this one, hard things, but certain things have been happening within the last few days that makes me believe that the Division is going to win. For one, there's rumors about Braun Breaker showing up. You know, Braun is now medically cleared. He looks like he's good to go. Does he take out IShowSpeed and get into it with and then he takes their spot? Two, the other part of the story is that now Jey Uso's got himself in trouble. Jey Uso went to Common, did a podcast, and a physical altercation broke out last night. Common went on social media, says, Jey, you better watch your back because if I see you, it's on sight. We now know he's going to be there in Vegas. He got a ticket. Does he show up and cost the Usos and LA Knight the match? I say yes. When it's all said and done, I got the Division winning the matchup. Anthony Florio, it is all yours, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. IShowSpeed gets the celebrity spot, and he's athletic enough that he'll probably hold up his end of things perfectly fine. Going in, honestly, I thought the show was going to start with an Usos and Knight win to get the crowd into things. For Logan Paul and Austin Theory are kind of treading water while awaiting the returns of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to make Division a force again. Not to mention that IShowSpeed is still under Danhausen's curse, but no. Going in, like I said, I was going to go with the Usos and LA Knight to win, but after that incident yesterday, it's got to be the Division now. And I'll do you guys one better, like I told you guys earlier when we had our boys' night out earlier. Division win, but I think IShowSpeed is going to score the winning fall on Jey Uso. So there will be no joy in Yeetville tomorrow night. So, yeah, Vision wins it. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, fresh off an abbreviated SmackDown chat this evening. Are you going to make this unanimous?
I'm going to make it unanimous, and I'm going to go with the Vision and IShowSpeed, like you said, because of maybe the possibility that Braun Breaker returns. But the main factor is I think Cameron, because of what happened on that podcast when Jey Uso went after him and that tweet he sent, I think Cameron's going to be the one that really screws Jey Uso and his team. So give me the Vision and IShowSpeed to win. So let's move on to the next match.
I also want to make one little note before we get there. these matches, the first two matches that we're talking about, will be exclusive to ESPN2. So ESPN2, check your local listings for the channel in your area for ESPN2, or you can watch it on the ESPN app. And I do believe Disney Plus will also be carrying just this portion of WrestleMania. The second matchup, Anthony Floyer will lead off. It is non-sanctioned. WWE and the Nevada State Athletic Commission has wiped their hands clean on this one. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Anthony, go.
Drew McIntyre's ceiling and floor are set. He's a main event heel who can slot into the world title picture and even hold it briefly. It would take a lot to shake his baseline in either direction. That's why Jacob Fatu needs to win. The Samoan Werewolf was on track for an undisputed WWE Championship program with Cody Rhodes before getting injured last year. A win is an important step to getting back there. I am going to go with Jacob Fatu to win this unsanctioned match tomorrow night. Michael Bullock, what says you?
Yeah, I think Jacob Fatu really needs this one. I mean, Drew McIntyre's had some WrestleMania moments, but this young man yes, he had one last year when he won the United States Championship, but he needs another one to really add to it and to put him back into that title picture. So Jacob Fatu wins. It's yours, Fletch.
Agreed. I think everybody wants Jacob to win. I know my good buddy. I want to give a shout out. We call him Trash Panda, but his name is Jake Turner. Guys, I think you see who he's picking in this matchup, and I'm with him. Jacob Fatu should win that match. I do believe that Jacob will win it. Like you said, this is a must-win for him. So nothing more to say. Let's get into the main card. This will be exclusively now on the ESPN Unlimited app, or if you have Netflix around the world. We're leading it off with the women's for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. As of now, it's a fatal four-way. It's the Irresistible Forces, Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the champions, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bellas. However, we're putting the Bellas as an asterisk because there's been rumors that Nikki is a no-go. She's not medically cleared to fight. Therefore, the Bellas are definitely, it's a game time decision, but it looks like Nikki is out. So we may be treating this as a triple threat, or there might be a fourth team. We don't know who they are. We've heard Kabuki Warriors now could be in the mix now. We've heard some other names. We've heard another name being thrown into the mix. So this one is literally up for grabs. We don't know how this plays out. But Michael Bullock, I'm going to give it to you. Regardless of the outcome, who do you think is walking out the women's tag team champion?
Yeah, regardless of what the situation is with the Bellas, I mean, I did hear a lot of rumors. I'm just going to leave it at that. But regardless, I think Charlotte and Alexa, are going to walk out once again as the tag team champions. So I'm going with Charlotte and Alexa. So it's yours, Fletch.
This one's a tough call because I'm torn between Charlotte and Alexa. I'll give you that, and I'm also torn between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria because I feel like they're due a WrestleMania moment, especially Bayley is definitely due for a WrestleMania moment. This is gonna be tough to call. I'm gonna go with you, Michael Bullock, and I'm gonna say Charlotte and Alexa wins it. But I would not be surprised if Bayley and Lyra wins the titles either. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Well, Nia and Lash did get over on tonight's SmackDown, so that could tease a booking 101 situation. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria are the only fresh options. The defending champions are not an interesting unit. Charlotte and Alexa and Charlotte have already accomplished their goal of rehabilitating Charlotte's image. The Bellas will probably not be here for long, especially after Nikki's ankle injury. Bayley and Lyra are aimless after the Becky Lynch saga. And I believe winning the titles would give them much needed stability. I know I was leaning towards Charlotte and Alexa for a little bit, but after I just put 2 and 2 together, and then after MF pretty much put it over the top. So remember last year, Bayley unceremoniously dumped from WrestleMania. She was supposed to be on it last year, but they dumped her like a bad habit for Becky Lynch.
Why she got dumped?
Switch.
Yeah, why she got dumped is still a mystery to me.
Still beyond us. Still
beyond us is right.
I mean, she wasn't injured. I mean,
they did an injury angle.
I know they did an injury angle, but
to set up Becky's heel turn.
I mean, but I just felt bad for Bayley. I mean, she
deserved a lot better than that.
She deserved so much better than that.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to make it up to her is to give her and Lyra the tag team titles. So
I agree.
With that,
yeah.
I'm gonna pull the trigger. Winners and the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I think they do.
Yeah, on second thought, I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna go with that just because, like you said, with Bayley being unceremoniously dumped from last year's WrestleMania, which like we just said, it still ponders me to this very day why they did this to her. They did her dirty as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So because of that, I think the best way they can make it up is to give her WrestleMania moment and have her and Lyra become the new tag team champions.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. We'll see. All right. So next up, guys, it's Gunther going one-on-one with Seth freaking Rollins. All right. Going into this, I was thinking Seth. But if Braun Breaker does not show up in the first match, he may show up in this one. And if he does, sorry, Seth, you're going bye-bye. And I think you lose at WrestleMania. So I'm going to give it to the Ring General, Gunther, for the win at WrestleMania tomorrow. Anthony, go.
Obviously, the original plan was Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker before Breaker was injured. This led to a kind of disjointed story where Gunther helped Paul Heyman, but not to work with Heyman, just because he has personal issues with Rollins, which turned out to be that it's personal that Rollins thinks he's a better wrestler. Regardless, these two are capable of putting on a match that steals the weekend. In the end, I lean toward a Gunther victory, likely with a returning Braun Breaker costing Seth Rollins the match. And you most certainly want to give Gunther the win back from last year after he dropped the World Heavyweight Championship to Jey Uso. So you got to give Gunther the win back here. Matter of fact, Gunther is on a 2-year losing streak. He lost the World Heavyweight title to Jey Uso last year and lost his record-setting Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship reign to Sami Zayn the following year. Gunther is due for a WrestleMania win. Seth already has plenty of WrestleMania moments. A cornucopia of WrestleMania moments, if you will. So there's nothing left for me to say. The winner of the match, I agree. It is going to be the Ring General, Gunther. Bullock, are we going to make that unanimous?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ring General, Gunther, to beat Seth freaking Rollins. And I think it's going to be because of a returning Braun Breaker. And I think it's going to set up that feud with Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins. So give me Gunther to win. So let's move on to the next match of WrestleMania Saturday.
For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the champion AJ Lee puts the title on the line against Becky Lynch. Anthony Florio, it is yours.
Oh God, this is tough. I mean, giving AJ Lee a title run of any sort was nice. I mean, this is tough. I mean, I'm worried. I mean, to be quite honest, I want AJ to win this match. I want AJ to retain. And I think she will. I mean, is there an outside chance that Becky regains the title here? Certainly. But we talked again, the theme of the show so far. Our get together, our boys' night out earlier. We had a lot to talk about, when it comes to all things, almost all things WrestleMania. And this definitely was one of the topics of discussion that we had. And it was Michael Bullock. I'm going to give Bullock credit for this one. My gut was telling me that Becky was going to get the title back by nefarious means. But then Michael Bullock made a very interesting point that made me rescind this. And here's the reason why I'm going to go with AJ Lee. And Bullock, you're the reason for this. Bullock made the most compelling argument that I could have ever made. This is going to be AJ Lee's first WrestleMania match since WrestleMania 31. WrestleMania 31, when she teamed up with Paige to go up against the Bellas. They won that match. And AJ never had a WrestleMania match again until this year. Do you honestly think that they would have AJ wrestle her first WrestleMania match in 11 years only to lose? And number two, Becky Lynch has already had 2 reigns as Women's Intercontinental Champion. In this case, she does not need the three-peat. Notice I did not stutter when I said that. So, there will be no three-peat. Sorry, Gorilla. There will be no three-peat here. And most compelling of all, if AJ keeps the title here, you can have her defend that title against a cornucopia of challengers, like a Bayley, like a Lyra Valkyria, maybe even a Rhea Ripley, maybe any other great talent on Monday Night Raw in our women's division. So originally I was going to go with Becky, but after Bullock presented that very compelling argument, who am I to go against them? I'm taking a chance. Winner and still Women's Intercontinental Champion, AJ Lee. I hope that's the case, because it could set up a nice slew of challengers for them. So, or should I say for AJ? So a lot of dream matches can come out of that. AJ Lee retains. Michael Bullock, I basically made your argument for you. I basically just told everybody what you told me in the many chats we have had about this, and now you can reiterate.
Yeah, and like you just said, when you reiterated my point of why I too am going with AJ Lee, it's her first WrestleMania in 11 years. You really think they're going to have her, her first match in 11 years and have her lose? That would be a terrible mistake if they do that. And the second reason, like you said, Becky doesn't need another run as Women's Intercontinental Champion. She's already had 2 runs. And plus, with AJ Lee as the champion, you could open up opportunities that she could give to other women. So, again, that's the thing I say. I'm going with AJ Lee, but Fletch, during our outing, you basically said something that was interesting too, but I'm going to give it to you to tell the world what you told us during our outing tonight.
Well, again, I think we kind of feel like this is going to be a setup for down the line. I'd rather not tease that part of it until we actually see it happen. But I do agree. I think AJ may win the title. I do agree that I think AJ should successfully defend. And I think at the end of the day, the only reason why AJ would lose this belt is because they may want her to move on to whoever the women's world champion is. And oh, by the way, we're going to get into the women's championship match in a moment. I feel like, and I'm with you guys, I think AJ should win this, successfully defend the title, and we'll go from there. Once we do that, then we will figure out down the line. But I think AJ will win and successfully defend. Next up is that aforementioned women's world title match. It is the champion, Stephanie Vauquer, versus the challenger, the winner of the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match, Liv Morgan. Michael Bullock, it is yours.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with this one. I mean, part of me wants Liv Morgan to win this one. I mean, because obviously she did win the Royal Rumble match, but I don't know. I just got this funny feeling inside me. I think Stephanie Vauquer is going to retain, and here's the reason why. And this is my case. Roxanne Perez is going to be the wild card because remember, who was the one that brought Roxanne Perez into the Judgment Day?
Finn Balor.
And Finn Balor got excommunicated.
Yeah.
And Liv Morgan was before the attack that left bumps on both Liv and Roxanne. Liv Morgan was asking Roxanne about her loyalty to the Judgment Day. And we never got an answer because that's when the attack happened. So maybe Roxanne Perez could give her answer at WrestleMania, and I think this is where I think Roxanne Perez could screw Liv Morgan. And basically being upset about the fact that they kicked out Finn Balor. So I think that's what I see happening. So, but then again, I could be wrong. But for right now, I'm going to go with Stephanie Vauquer to retain. But I would not at all be surprised if Liv becomes the new champion. So, but Fletch, as I give it to you, you mentioned about another X Factor. So, and who is that X Factor?
Well, again, you're right. This one goes back and forth. This, Adam, for me, this is the hardest match to call out of the entire WrestleMania Night 1 card. Part of me wants Stephanie to win. But, and again, Michael Bullock alludes to the Liv Morgan situation, the Roxanne Perez. But I think there's going to be a neutralizer. And I think the offsetter, believe it or not, is going to be Kathy Kelly. I think Kathy Kelly is going to stick her nose where it doesn't belong in this match. But I think she's going to side with Liv. And I do believe Kathy Kelly is going to join Judgment Day. She will be the replacement for Roxanne Perez. Roxanne will turn on Liv, but then Kathy will take her out and help Liv get over the top. With the help of Raquel Rodriguez, I think we're going to have a new champion. I think it's time that, because the thing was, this whole time, everybody was pushing for Liv to be the one, and Liv was the one to win the Rumble, and we all were saying it from the very beginning, that if Liv called out Stephanie, that we were going to have a new champion. Now, it has been personal. It has gone very personal, especially with the comments about her mother and everything else. So I do believe that this can be continued beyond. However, for this event, for this WrestleMania, it's an and new coming. Winner and new Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. Anthony, it's yours.
Stephanie Vaquer is a fantastic wrestler, but Liv Morgan has seemed destined to return to the title since returning from injury, which winning the Women's Royal Rumble only further cemented. Liv Morgan also has ways to win that don't hurt Vaquer much, such as, let's not forget, such as interference from Raquel Rodriguez, of course. There is a wild card at play in Roxanne Perez, who is seemingly ready to turn on Morgan and break away from Judgment Day. And then, of course, the stuff with Kathy Kelly as well. That would be most interesting if that were to happen. We'll see. We shall wait and see. But despite all that, I believe a Liv Morgan win is still the likely outcome. Winner and new Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan.
And because it's WrestleMania weekend, since I'm lone wolfing it, I'm gonna pull it out. Ow!
Let's move on.
All right. Main event for night one. It is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the undisputed WWE Championship. If Orton loses, Pat McAfee will leave professional wrestling industry forever. All right. Going into this, if you would have told me at the very beginning, I think we would have thought that Randy was going to become the champion of the world. I thought Randy was going to win it all. I thought Randy was going to win the title, the whole 9 yards. But then TKO got involved and interfered in the storyline by inserting Pat McAfee as the benefactor for Randy Orton for him to turn heel. Because the whole fan base was booing Cody and cheering Orton when he went back to that Age of Orton character. But now they're kind of playing this as something even bigger down the line. Obviously, the storyline or the booking looked like it was going to be Cody overcoming the odds, successfully defending the title, and yada, yada, yada. But now they've added the stakes of McAfee's professional wrestling career on the line. TKO was the reason why Pat was back. He didn't want nothing to do with this. But TKO sees something in Pat McAfee and this theory of him saving wrestling. I don't know what that's about, but okay. But I get where Pat was coming from. The SmackDown ratings have been piss poor. They have been negative. The level of the shows have been bad. And yes, you can say, if you're the quarterback, as Cody Rhodes claims that he is, you're partly to blame for the problems. Now, if this would have been just a regular straight up one-on-one, I would go with Randy Orton to win. But now Orton's hurt. Orton's been dealing with some issues. There's some personal stuff. So it looks like they're shifting this to Cody to win. Do I want Cody to win? No, I don't. I think I've ranted and raved about why Cody should not win WrestleMania for a couple of weeks now. But knowing WWE, knowing that situation, they're going to want to give a nice go-home moment for the fans. So I think Cody's going to win. So I say winner, and still the champion is Cody Rhodes. Anthony, it's yours.
This is my argument for a Randy Orton title win. WWE's obsession with celebrity crossovers has spoiled what should have been a straightforward, story-rich feud. Tomorrow's result, one way or another, probably will spin off into a tag team match that will also involve Pat McAfee with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll with Cody Rhodes. There might also be a mastermind pulling the strings. I mean, I'm still giving the nod to Orton so that he can enjoy a 15th world title reign. But either result is a means to an end. So, yeah, I mean, we've already ranted and raved about all this Pat McAfee stuff, and some other content creators here on YouTube have done the same exact thing. We don't have that kind of time here tonight, but we've already spoken our piece over the last couple weeks or so. So we're not gonna rehash it. We're just gonna leave it here. So, I'm gonna play devil's advocate to MF. Do I want Cody to win? Yes, I do. It's no secret. MF's a Randy Orton guy, and I'm a Cody Rhodes guy. The feud should have been about them and only them. No Jelly Roll, and damn sure no Pat McAfee. 20 years of history between them. They have a combined almost 50 years of experience between the two. If TKO had just butted out and let these two go at it, we could have been looking at one of the all-time greatest WWE Championship matches of all time. WWE needed to get the beyond sour taste of last year. Last year was voted upon as one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time, if not the worst. So I don't know what else there is to say that hasn't been said already. I want Cody to win, yes, but I don't know. I mean, all this stuff they're saying about Orton, I mean, it is possibly setting up for a Cody retention, but I still got to go with my gut. I still got to say Randy Orton is that the winner and new undisputed WWE champion will be Randy Orton, with Pat McAfee making the difference. So, or maybe something we don't know. But I'm still going to go with Orton to win. But if Cody retains, I would not be surprised. And it would be because of the injury and the personal stuff. And you don't want to put the title on Orton only to, have him go away and not being able to defend the title. So Cody retaining makes sense, but I'm still going to go with Orton to win the title. So not much more. Michael Bullock, quickly your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Cody to retain. And like you said, just because of the whole thing with Randy's injury and some personal stuff. Yeah, you don't want to put the title on someone who could potentially be injured and then have to vacate it. So I think the obvious choice is to have Cody retain. So winner and still undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. Let's move on to WrestleMania Sunday.
WrestleMania Sunday on the first two matches exclusively on the worldwide leader of sports, the proper ESPN. And we started off with a banger. Obafemi one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. Now, for the entire storyline, Oba has been the one that's been one-upping on Brock Lesnar. Every exchange, every battle, everything up to this point has all been Oba's advantage. Now, going into this match, this was the main concern we had, because Brock has not had any moment, anything that has really told us that Brock could win the match. It's always been about Oba. I do believe Brock will get a moment in the match. He's gonna be able, I believe, to ragdoll Obafemi. But at the end, Oba will win. Oba will take down Brock Lesnar, because I believe Brock is gonna give Oba the rub, the ultimate rub. I think he will, and I do believe that down the line, we're gonna wait and see how that plays out. But for me, Obafemi wins the match. Anthony, it's yours.
This might be the most anticipated match of the weekend. It's a throwback monster versus monster encounter that jumps off the poster. It's been almost a decade since a superstar under 30 has won a world title. That's a far cry from the days when Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and John Cena were coming up. Obafemi, at only 27, has the chance to break that cycle. And beating Brock Lesnar goes a long way to accomplishing that. So I do agree. And by the way, he needs it way more. Brock is bulletproof. So there's nothing more to say. The winner of the match, who? The ruler, Obafemi. Michael Bullock, make it unanimous if you would.
I'm going to make it unanimous. Obafemi wins this. He needs this more than Brock Lesnar. So once again, the winner of this match, who? Obafemi. Let's move on, Fletch.
And MF, one more thing, one more quick thing. We got to pull out the gorilla-ism here. Hope the ring's been reinforced, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. The champion Penta puts the title on the line against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
Not many superstars in the modern era capture fan imagination as quickly as Penta did. It arguably took too long for him to win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. And it would be a shame for him to lose it so quickly. Javon Evans might be the future, but Penta needs to be the present. However, Javon Evans feels like a solid pick for a surprise win, though not that surprising. He's young, exciting, and the kind of wrestler who can really show out in a ladder match. A minor WrestleMania moment win for the youngster feels appropriate. Once in a while, we got to go for something to shake things up and go for a bold prediction. I'm going to make a bold prediction right here and right now. Winner and new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, your boy is Bouncy. I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going with Javon Evans to win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. However, I would not at all be surprised if Penta were to retain. It's going to be one of those two. But I'm taking a chance. I'm listening to my heart and my mind on this one. Give me the young OG, Javon Evans. Michael Bullock, how do you follow that?
I don't know. I mean, you make a compelling argument, but this is tough. I mean, they are so high on Javon Evans and all that, but I don't know why, but I got this feeling they want to keep the title on Penta a little longer. So I'm going to go winner and still the Intercontinental Champion Penta. So it's yours, Fletch.
This is the toughest one of the entire night. No doubt about it. You can go a number of different ways with this one. Yes, I could see Javon Evans walking out with the championship. I can see Penta walking out with the championship. But there's also one other guy that I think could also win it all. And that is Rey Mysterio. Now, I know a lot of people is like, Rey? Think about it. He just got back, just got into the mix. And plus, I think there might be a storyline with Rey and Dom down the line for the Intercontinental title. So, but I'm going to go with Penta to win it. And I agree that I think Penta will win it. Penta's too hot right now. Now, if Javon wins it all, I'd be so happy for the youngster. Man, he deserves it. Your boy is bouncy, and he's been one of my personal favorites in WWE, no doubt about it. So we'll move right on along. The next up on this fight card, it is going to be Jade Cargill going one-on-one with Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's title. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
This is a tough one, but the thing is, of course, going into this, Fletch, and you even said it, that not a lot of people give two you-know-whats about this match. I mean...
No, they don't.
They don't care. They really don't care for it, but I'm actually willing to give it a chance to see what happens when these two finally face off one-on-one. But part of me wants to go with Jade Cargill to win this, but the thing is, Fletch, I mean, I don't think how many title defenses has she had since winning it?
Not many. Not many at all, to be
And
honest.
there's a lot of
Since
people.
the 1st of November. Since the 1st of November on that Saturday night's main event when she beat Tiffany Stratton and ended her big run last year. She only had 3, 4 tops?
At least 3 or 4, yeah. At least 3 or 4, yes.
It's some people are saying her run has been disappointing, to say the very least.
Yes.
And if you want a more reliable champion, a one who can be that fighting champion, I think you got to go with the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley. So I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley to become the women's champion because, and here's another thing too, she's had the women's world championship. She just hasn't had the other championship. So, but I would not be surprised if Jade somehow retains it. But I think because, look, her title run has just been so disappointing. I think this is where you got to give it to Rhea Ripley. So, winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. It's your pledge.
Agreed. Rhea wins it. I've been saying it almost the entire time that I think Rhea's going to win it. So I really got nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
Jade Cargill just has not really worked out as a top champion. Plus, there are constant rumors of her clashing with the locker room behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Rhea could benefit from a change of scenery by moving over to SmackDown with a title victory. If Rhea remains on Raw and Liv Morgan wins the Women's World Championship, you're stuck running back a tired program between the two. Not that WWE has had any hesitation about running things into the ground over the last few years. Ripley getting a win solves many issues on both shows. So, winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. MF, let's move on.
Next up, we would have is Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Now, going into this, I was thinking Trick. I kind of feel like I'm starting to waver a little bit. So this is not a 1,000% sure assurance here, but I do believe that Trick Williams will become the United States Heavyweight Champion. But I'm not 1,000% confident about this one. So just give me Trick to win it. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm at a loss with Sami Zayn. WWE has effectively neutered one of the company's most beloved and enduring underdogs. How many times can WWE tease Sami finally winning the big one, only to get cold feet and toss him a mid-card title instead? The creative team has unintentionally turned fans against Sami by having him stunt other rising stars. Sami is only here because WWE believes Williams gets a bigger rub from taking the title from Sami Zayn as opposed to Carmelo Hayes. And why Carmelo Hayes does not have a spot on either night of this card is beyond me and total blasphemy. But that's a story for another day. But there's nothing more to say. There's also a possibility of a double turn between these two. Sami turning heel, Trick turning babyface. So, winner and new United States Heavyweight Champion. Whoop that Trick Williams. Michael Bullock. Is it going to be Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers on this one?
Oh, yes, it's going to be Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers as your new United States Heavyweight Champion, Trick Williams. And I think this is where we're going to get a double turn with Sami turning heel and Trick turning babyface. So Trick Williams is your new champ. It's your pledge.
Next up, we have is a one-on-one match, a grudge match. It is going to be Dominic Mysterio going one-on-one with Finn Balor, but not just any Finn Balor, Anthony Florio. The demon has arisen from the ashes again.
The smarter long-term move might be to have Dominic win with the help of his Judgment Day teammates and force Balor into chasing a rematch Dominic doesn't want to give. However, Balor scoring a clean win would not be a big misstep. If Finn is going to win, he should win a very one-sided match that shows why Dominic should have continued to learn from the accomplished veteran. but that's not really how WWE approaches matches. But either way, the winner of the match, it is the Demon, Finn Balor. Michael Bullock, it's all yours.
Yeah, I got the Demon Finn Balor winning this. I mean, first time we're gonna see him in 3 years, and yeah, Dom messed with the wrong person, the wrong individual, and Finn is releasing his alter ego that he said that he thought was buried. But Dominic and the Judgment Day, they poked the bear, and now the demon, or in this case, they poked the demon, and the demon has arisen and will rise over at WrestleMania. So winner is the Demon Finn Balor. It's your Sledge.
It is the Demon. It's Finn Balor. There's no doubt about it. Demon, anytime the Demon rises, it's bad news. So there's really nothing more to say. Main event of WrestleMania Night 2 or WrestleMania Sunday for the heavyweight championship of the world. The champion CM Punk. The challenger is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, the winner of the men's Royal Rumble. Michael Bullock, you lead off on the main event of the evening.
I mean, CM Punk has had a good run as the World Heavyweight Champion, but with Roman now back in the mix here, I think a new champion is on the horizon. So the winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, the OTC, Roman Reigns. It's yours, Fletch.
This is the booking 101 for me. We all are predicting Cody to win, except for Anthony Florio. If that is the case, then Roman has to win at WrestleMania. We've hardly ever have seen a champion where both the World Heavyweight Championship and WWE Championship stayed with their respective champions. I think the only time that I can ever remember was WrestleMania 27, where Edge went up against Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship. Edge was the champion. He walked out the champion. And The Miz versus John Cena, The Miz was the champion. He walked out as the WWE champion that night. Every other time, one of the two belts or both had flown the coop and we had a new champion. And Anthony just alluded that also 34 that happened. My apologies. So, I will say this. Since I got Cody winning for night 1, I think Roman will win night 2. I think he will win it. I think we will get a double turn. I think this is where Punk actually goes nuclear heel here than anything else. But at the end of the day, it's going to be quite a good main event. This is why the main event is made. This is why we wanted this. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Anthony, it's yours.
Yes. My head and my gut says Roman is once again world champion at the end of Sunday night, possibly with the help of the Usos or maybe even The Rock. Or we'll wait and see. The more interesting play is for CM Punk to retain the title and force Roman to deal with coming up short. And does anybody really want to see the return of the bloodline? I mean, Roman is around so infrequently that you almost need him back with the Usos so that there's someone around to represent the champ on television. Some have called some there are a few saying Roman winning is the boring option. But it is what it is. And MF talked about the world title situation in WrestleMania's past. I mean, don't forget 37. 37 was the last time Bobby Lashley over Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns over Edge and Daniel Bryan. So that's how I can recall it. So not much more to say on this. So It's going to be a great main event. The promos have been amazing. And, but remember, what did I say this past Tuesday night on Ridiculously Raw? What did I say about how this was going to play out?
Yeah.
You remember what I said.
I remember.
Yep.
You alluded that you think that the TKO crew with McAfee and Orton may help Roman get over the finish line and become the champion. If that's the case, we'll see,
Roman said at the end of Monday night, he said he's taking his title back and that, quote unquote, we return this place to where it was.
Yeah.
Think about those words. We return this place to where it was.
And not only that, but now did the comments that he made in the car earlier today, how he thumbed and poked fun at the IWC, how he said that, how he took a shot at the indie wrestling fan base. So this is starting to become sports entertainment versus professional wrestling as we know it.
Yeah.
Is this a war that we're about to go down? We'll see. There's a lot that can be made of, a lot that can be determined going down at WrestleMania on Sunday and tomorrow. That's it. We're done. We're out of here.
New champion.
We'll be back. Right. We'll be back right here tomorrow night. Possibly 10:30, possibly 11 o'clock. We don't know for sure what time it's going to be, but we will have the recap of WrestleMania Saturday. We will recap all of the action that went down. Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and myself will be in the house, hopefully, and we will go minute by minute, punch by punch. We'll give you everything that we liked and disliked about WrestleMania, and we're doing it for 2 nights, y'all. We're doing it for Saturday. We're doing it for Sunday. So, guys, buckle up, sit on in. It's going to be wild. For Michael Bullock, for Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Fletcher saying so long, everybody. Enjoy the Hall of Fame. It's about to go down in about 5 minutes or so on the ESPN app or on Netflix around the world. And then, of course, ESPN 2 for the first 2 matches, the ESPN app after that, or Netflix around the world. And then after WrestleMania goes off the air, after that pyro explodes off of Allegiant, you come right back here. You do this, and we'll recap it for you. We'll run it down. We'll tell you what went down tomorrow night. Guys, we've made it. The road is over. Let Mania begin. Good night, everybody. Enjoy the Hall of Fame. We'll see you all mañana. Buenas noches.